Welcome to the Thrive Co podcast, exploring the inner side of success. I am your host, Nikki, and each week we will explore the mindset shifts, personal growth, and everyday tools that will help you to navigate ambition, manage stress, and build a life that actually feels good on the inside. Through solo episodes and honest guest conversations, we look at what it really takes to grow, change, and thrive in the modern world. Hello, welcome back. It feels weird saying that again, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a hot minute. So if you're new here, then absolutely welcome. If you are an OG Hello Sunday listener, then welcome back. This isn't going to be a full episode. This is literally a couple of minutes just explaining where I've been and just letting you guys know that the podcast is back. It's back and it's been rebranded. And also, if you just heard that noise in the background, that was my dog Marley. I'm sure that those of you that have listened before will know him well, and anyone that follows me on Instagram. But yeah, he does get involved in the episodes sometimes, and that's fine. It's life, isn't it? You know, we all have things that are in our life that are distractions. We're not perfect, and I'm certainly not here to portray a perfect persona by any stretch. So yeah, you may hear him yawning or scratching around in the background. But anyway, where have I been? So last year was a heavy one. It was a real year of two halves. There was some really heavy personal stuff that happened in the first half of the year with my sister-in-law's diagnosis and my nan passing away. And I actually did podcast through all of that, and it was fine. You know, I wasn't kind of down and depressed. It just came to a point where, because my business, which is in the recruitment space, had such little attention put on it in the first half of the year, I absolutely had to put everything into basically revenue creation and into that side of things for the second half of the year. And whilst this podcast is an absolute passion project and I love doing it, and if I could get paid to just podcast all day, every day, it would be my dream job. But the reality is, it actually costs me to make the podcast. It costs me to host it and to use the tools to make the artwork. And obviously it's a time investment. And at that point in the year, it just didn't make sense for me to be focusing on anything that wasn't going to be creating direct revenue for me. So I took a pause. It wasn't meant to be as long as it has been. But actually what ended up happening in that time was I pivoted my recruitment business. So instead of working directly with brands, I started working with recruitment founders and small recruitment businesses on retained projects. So I will support them on the delivery of their retained work with their clients, which actually meant that I wasn't having to do all of the business development and all of the pitching and all of the side that really isn't my zone of genius. And also I was studying breath work, so not the sort of conscious connected breath work that you might see at a retreat or a kind of a meditation or yoga workshop, but more performance related nasal breathing for performance in a corporate context, for sports performance. Basically it's a tool to give you energy and increase your capability, I guess. And it was a very short period of time that I was studying, but it was intense. It was very, very, very science heavy. So I passed that in December, which was amazing. And I had every intention of bringing back the podcast in the new year, in January. But then those of you that follow me on social media will know that I've also been studying a holistic life coaching and nervous system regulation program, which I'm still doing. That's going to take up until kind of spring, summer. So yeah, my attention's just been elsewhere. And also with that has come an evolution in my own style and focus in terms of what I'm interested in and what I actually want to be focusing on and talking about and delving into for not only the podcast, but my future business that I'm building, which is going to be called Thrive Co, hence the name of the podcast. So here we are. I've had a rebrand. Hello Sunday served its purpose, but I feel it was quite, I guess, sobriety, law of attraction, manifestation focused. Don't get me wrong, all of those subjects are really, really important in personal development. They're certainly not things that I am stepping away from, but this is really about more kind of practical tools. I'm going to be sharing the nervous system regulation content that I'm studying. I'm going to be looking at like stress management techniques, real practical things that as business owners, founders, freelancers, professional career people, parents, anybody really as a human being on this earth can then use to take into their own lives to either scale their business, build a business, build their career, help them to, move through their days easier as a parent, as a busy person, as anybody that exists in this modern world, because we are not built, and I will die on this hill, we are not built for the modern world with the current, how would I explain it? The current kind of biomechanics and human brain and nervous system that we have. We have not evolved as quickly as technology, and quite frankly, it's causing dis-ease. It's causing dis-ease in all of us. And I say it that way because disease is that, it's dis-ease. It's the discomfort of feeling like we can't keep up with the world and with our lives. And so Thrive Co is going to be covering loads of topics. I'm still going to have guests on. It's going to be an evolution of what we knew as Hello Sunday, but I just felt like I've kind of leveled up, niched down, changed my content slightly. And as a result of that, the podcast needed to do that as well. So if anyone listening has any ideas, has any feedback on what I've just said, has anything that you'd like me to cover, please, please, please do drop me a message. This is really, it's a podcast for you guys, for my listeners. It's not a self-serving. I mean, it is self-serving because I'm learning and using all these techniques and tools, but it really is here to help to serve the people that are listening. And without your feedback, I can't do that. So we do have a new email address, which is nikki@thriveco.uk. So that has changed. We also have a new Instagram account, which is Nikki_ThriveCo. So do please follow the new account, and I will be switching content over to there. I'll also pop the links in the show notes below as well for you to click through to. But I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to be bringing fresh content, fresh perspectives, more life experience, to be navigating and learning with you all. And yeah, it's just so exciting. I really am genuinely so pumped to have the opportunity to evolve and create this new platform. So with that, I'm going to leave it there, and I will be back next time with a full episode, but have a great week. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, make sure you are following the podcast, and don't forget to share episodes with a friend who may need it.